And here it is. It is here. Roll up, everybody gather, come and join. One man wants to know. Here it is. It is here. Just it's just a snappy little one, really. I never really put this out for that long. I only put the notice up about 20 minutes ago. So I'm not expecting that much of a crowd. But if you do get the notice and you do have the time to spare, then come spare it with the platform. The session has commenced and your company is required. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Aregbesola. Another Savior, holy, 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 Aregbesola.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyomadika yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. Gonna sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right, moving faster, never freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior.
And there you heard it. Voices from the east. Holy, 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 holy Nandekano is another savior. That is the gospel according to the Easterners. Holy, 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 holy Nandekano is another savior. As guys, I bring you this. DSS issues strong warning to PDP chairman Iyochia Ayu. So exactly why those uh, stern warnings were issued, we find out that in due course. So on to the next, Tinubu set to end fight with Aregbesola. So they do say that Tinubu is not one to hold a grudge, and even more importantly, this is not the time to be holding grudges, especially when he's tilting now towards what he has always wanted, according to him, all of his life. So all hands on deck, and he will bury the hatchet at least for now, before he then becomes president and buries that same hatchet again. But the next time round, in Akeredolu's back, Tinubu set to end fight with not Akeredolu but Aregbesola. So Tinubu set to end fight with Aregbesola. So there it is, Tinubu's enemies. The next story again, still somewhat a Tinubu enemy. Lawmakers kick as Oshibajo's wife, Dolapo, visits house to observe voting on constitution amendment. So you recall that the wife of Buhari did this just about a week or so ago, and this one now trying to mimic her master's her master essentially. She wants to copycat what Aisha Buhari did, but she's not quite Aisha Buhari, and she doesn't quite hold the potency that Aisha Buhari holds. So get out of here is the response. Lawmakers kick as Oshibanjo's wife Dolapo visits house to observe voting on constitution amendment. So quite what's led to that, we'll find out shortly. So this we may find out as well. So those are the three stories I'll bring you. But this next set of stories I may or may not bring you. 2023, Igbo will dump PDP if Atiku wins ticket, or Haneze is speaking, pushing that ethnic politics. This one, I may almost certainly bring you just for the comedy of it. Nigeria ready to impose sanctions on Russia for invading Ukraine. So it's the federal government speaking, Buhari to impose sanctions on Putin. This is now, how low can you go? They say, when you fall on the ground, all manners of things will step on you. So that's that's Russia being stepped on now, the audacity of that statement. Nigeria may impose sanctions on Russia for invading Ukraine. So we land on this one. Parents should evacuate their children sent to school in Ukraine, not Buhari regime. That is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Onyema, speaking. So this wasn't quite the policy of the Americans, the Indians, the Europeans, and everybody in between, but you are on your own, essentially the narrative of the Nigerian person. Parents should evacuate their children sent to school in Ukraine, not Buhari regime. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Godfrey Oyema. So all that's still in play. So kick back, lean back, click on the like button and the subscribe button because we are trying to propel ourselves up the charts in the YouTube algorithm. So as we go about that, the clickings, let me serenade you with a bit of a musical backdrop. We stay still in the East, and this time we partake in another Python dance.
O Mary Wonizu, Woniroya, Abakare, Mama Daora, Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi bu onyedu aimo. O Mary Wonizu, Woniroya, Abakare, Mama Daora, Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi.
And there you heard it. Nandi wins the war. The gospel from the east. So Nandi wins the war. A particular call out to Professor Data O. If you are listening, Prof, please come on screen or please click on the thing because I need to speak to you about something. So Professor Data O, I'm reaching out to you, trying to get hold of you. So Professor Data O, contact the platform. As guys, I bring you this. DSS issues strong warning to PDP chairman Iyochai Ayu. So quite why? Let's find out. The Department of State Services DSS has issued a strong warning to the chairman of the People's Democratic Party PDP, Iyochia Ayu, over recent disparaging comments. Below is a statement from the agency made Below is a statement from the agency made available to correspondents on Monday, signed by its spokesperson, Dr. Peter Ofenaya. The attention of the Department of State Services DSS has been drawn to an unwarranted statement made by the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party PDP, Dr. Iyochia Ayu, against security agencies, including the service. The party chairman, whilst speaking at an event on the 23rd February 2022 in Owerri, Imo State, was quoted to have said that his party would not use the DSS to harass the people when they take over Aso Rock in 2023. Though the service restrains itself from joining issues, particularly with politicians, it wishes to state its disapproval of such statements, which is considered unjustified, unfair, speculative, and preposterous. Except to malign and incite the people against it, the service questions the rationale behind such an unprovoked description of it by Chief Ayu, who had variously benefited from it, and indeed the state, having served variously as Senate President, Minister of Education, Industry, Internal Affairs, and Environment, with full complement of security details. He knows the service is never used to harass the people. And if he ever used the details for negative purposes unknown to the service, he should know that the times that he should know that the times have changed. Dr. Ayu knows that the service is a frontline guardian of democracy and respects the rule of law in Nigeria. Its commitment to the protection of the people for the avoidance of doubt, it does not shield its personnel who offend its rule. Dr. Ayu knows that the service is a frontline guardian of democracy and respects the rule of law in Nigeria. It is committed to the protection of the people. For the avoidance of doubt, it does not shield its personnel who offends its rules and, in fact, law of the land from disciplinary action, thus the untruthfulness of his statement. The DSS has undoubtedly made profound sacrifices for the existence and unity of the country and will continue to, despite deliberate attacks on it. Whilst members of the public are urged to disregard Dr. Ayu's statement, politicians are enjoined to desist from making unguarded utterances with tendencies to breach public order. Overall, the service prefers that it is left out of any political fray as it is committed to maintaining us. So there it is. Apparently, the chairman of the PDP, Dr. Ayu, stated the obvious that this one of using uh, the DSS to kill and maim that Buhari has been doing since 2015 will come to an end if they come into power. And DSS, funnily enough, they took umbrage to this. They are taking umbrage to this. We see what they do now. When they go and attack people, they go and kill people. Just we saw what happened to the journalist coming back from Gambia that was picked up by the DSS. We saw what happened to Omoyele Sowore. We saw what happened to Agbajalingo. We see what happens to everybody that is a dissenting voice against their Bokim Budara. We see them, they are arrested if they are lucky, killed if they are not. So he's only stating what we all know. Tinubu set to end fight with Aregbesola. Reports have it that presidential aspirant Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Minister of Interior Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola are set to bury their hatchet ahead of the 2023 election. According to correspondents, highly placed sources have said that stakeholders in Yoruba land, the ruling All Progressive Congress APC party, and some influential leaders of thought in Nigeria are making efforts to bring the duo back together. The reconciliation is said to be paramount for the success of the APC in the upcoming governorship election in Osun State and the 2023 general presidential election. And yes, the source said, I can say authoritatively that reconciliation efforts to close the rank between Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola are underway and already beginning to yield positive results. I am confident that sooner than expected, the two APC chieftains will embrace each other and continue to work together as brothers. The truce is being arranged to ensure that the matter is put to rest as fast as possible in the overall interest of the Yoruba people and the APC victory in the forthcoming Osun governorship election. It is a top priority, and there is no doubt that the reconciliation would pacify the aggrieved parties. So there you are. Expediency is essentially under any other circumstance. I keep saying Akeredolu. Aregbesola would not have done what he has done with the hope and expectation to get away with it. But with Tinubu in the throes of it now, he needs as many people on side as possible. So I think that is essentially what is in play there. So peace in our times, Aregbesola and Tinubu. So to the next, lawmakers kick as Oshibanjo's wife, Dolapo, visits house to observe voting on constitution amendment. Some members of the House of Representatives on Tuesday kicked against moves to usher in the wife of the vice president, Dolapo Oshibanjo, to witness voting on the clauses up for consideration in the Constitution Amendment Bill. The Speaker, Honorable Femi Gbadabiamila, who presided over the session, had called on the House Leader, Honorable Ado Doguwa, to suspend relevant rules of the House and move that the Vice President's wife should be ushered in to witness the proceedings. This generated screams of nay from lawmakers across party lines. However, the Speaker cautioned his colleagues, particularly the PDP lawmakers, kicking against it. Gbadabiamila said, Honorable Chinda and co, the fact that I referred you guys as smaller parties doesn't mean you should scream no. He thereafter put the decision to usher in the vice president's wife to voice vote. Despite the nays having it, he gave it to the A's and directed the House leader to usher the VP wives in. So there you have it. That's just a little cameo of what happens in the chambers. She thought she could just breeze in like Aisha Buhari did, and a categorical embarrassment for the wife of the diminutive vice president of Nigeria. So let's sweep up just a few more talking points, and then we'll end the session. So let's just let me give you just a couple more stories, and then we'll round it off. Igbos will dump PDP if Atiku wins. This is Ohadeze in Igbo speaking. So they are still hammering on that particular style of politicking. Ohaneze Indigbo Worldwide has described former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's stance of winning the 2023 presidential ticket as a nostalgic belief, adding that the Igbos will dump the PDP in 2023 if Atiku wins the presidential ticket. According to Ohaneze, Atiku's statement has painted him as a desperate politician swimming against the political current and tides of the moment. The Igbo Apex Group stated this in a statement signed by its Secretary General Mazi Okechukwu Asigozoro and made available to correspondents on Monday. The group also lauded the Middle Belt and Southern leaders for supporting an Igbo president in 2023. The statement reads, Atiku has misread the mood of the nation ahead of 2023 and this miscalculation may retire him from partisan politics in 2023. Atiku has the constitutional right to aspire for the office of the president in 2023, but one had expected him not to rock the boat now that the odds are against him based on his age and region. He should not fight dirty or appear desperate for the presidency. Rather, it is time for him to voluntarily quit partisan politics and take his rightful place in history as an elder statesman without being dishonored and disgraced. Indigbo had expected that Atiku Abubakar should support a younger person in 2023, especially after the River State Governor Yemsin Wike openly denounced Atiku's proposal for him to be his running mate in 2023. This is enough message and signal to him that 2023 is exclusively reserved for a southern president, and Atiku should search his conscience and support an Igbo in the PDP primaries to avert a disgraceful end of his political career. The southern Nigerian leaders the southern Nigerian leaders and governors have vowed that it is unhealthy for another northerner to succeed Mohamed Buhari in 2023. In 2029, Indigbo showed enough loyalty to PDP and Atiku, and the present predicament and penalties facing the Southeast today was the 2019 Igbo support given to Atiku and PDP. But in 2023, Igbos will dump PDP if Atiku wins the PDP ticket. Ohaneze Indigbo, in alliance with other ethnic groups, will ensure that any political party that refuses to zone their presidential tickets to the south will suffer in the 2023 presidential election. Ohaneze added that any promotion of northern continuation for 8 years any promotion of northern continuation after 8 years of President Buhari from any individual is callous, uh, voracious, and selfish. So callous, voracious, and selfish. So let's just land on this mockery. Nigeria ready to impose sanctions on Russia for invading Ukraine. Federal government. Uh, Pres- President Mohamed Buhari's regime says Nigeria is ready to sanction Russia for invading Ukraine once the United Nations adopts and imposes sanctions on the country. On imposing sanctions, this is going to be a collective action. The United Nations has to act, disclosed Nigerian Foreign Affairs Godfrey Onyema in an interview on Channels Television. He added, we are going to act and engage within the framework of the United Nations. So if the United Nations adopts and imposes sanctions against Russia, we will comply with the United Nations resolution. Mr. Oyema condemned Russian President Vladimir Putin's decision to wage war against the Ukraine. We made that very clear. We condemn it. First of all, military forces is not the solution. We have spoken up about the territorial integrity, that we recognize the integrity of the Ukraine, insisted the minister. Nigeria's position on the resolution is very clear, that we do not condone this military intervention. So on and on it goes, just talking crap. So there he is talking crap. So let's talk a bit of crap with Jake before we round off. So Jake, there you are.
Hello, man.
Yeah, how you doing? Why are you hiding away again? What's with the low voice?
Yes.
So this Nigeria imposing sanctions on Russia. What are you making of that, Charles?
Yes, and I watched a video of black people. They didn't let them on the train. That's sad. You saw that video, woman? They didn't let
Yeah,
them
no,
on.
I've seen various clips of that. I think they are now starting to die from the cold, actually. because everybody is out on the street and the weather very extreme in that space.
Yes, I think they let the black people on the train. I don't know why is that.
Oh, you know why? Do you not know why?
No,
Why do you think?
maybe because it's a culture.
Okay, perhaps. Oh, okay, so to the Igbos insisting that they would dump PDP if they give Atiku the ticket, is it time for the Igbos to just quieten down because they've come a little bit too late now to the party? What are you making of the threat from Ahaneze?
Yes, I think it was to quiet that. They can just to quiet down because no point in Nigeria doesn't want to even put them in Nigeria. Even Nigeria say they never want to put Igbo in president, so Igbo should quiet it down and just get BF. That's a new solution. That's a new way for since Nigeria's pointless for us.
All right, and the DSS issuing warnings against the chairman of the PDP for pointing out that they are being used as political tools. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Not really.
Okay. And Tinubu and Akeredolu settling matters. Is it just politics? What do you think is going on there?
I think it's part. Tinubu want to be president. Tinubu doing all means to get presidency.
Oh, all right, thank you, Charles. So Charles, I'm going to end it here because yeah, he's gone anyway. So that was Charles who just made a little cameo appearance. So I'll leave it there. Carry the conversation up with you in the comment section. And Professor Data O, if you're watching this back, come on in the evening session so we can discuss our matters. So I'll leave it there. Carry the conversation up within the comment section. But here, I say.